Justin Fields is the Steelers' only answer at quarterback for this year. Last season, in his brief action as the starter, he led the Steelers to a 4-2 record on top of the AFC North, and he had 10 total touchdowns to only 1 interception. His completion percentage improved. His decision-making improved. I feel really encouraged by the development we saw out of Justin Fields his first year suiting up in the black and gold. Now in year 2, you have somebody that had pretty much an entire season to learn from a veteran quarterback in Russell Wilson, who's a former Super Bowl champion, and you're entering what should be your second season in the same system under offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. And Arthur Smith, I felt, was at his best calling plays when he had Justin Fields in that quarterback, because his athleticism allowed him to be more creative with the play calling. He was able to use design quarterback runs to make the ground game more effective. You saw the ground game as the season continued to war on with Russell Wilson as the QB1. It got progressively worse. And that's because Russell Wilson isn't the same athlete that Justin Fields is. And Justin Fields, with another year in Arthur Smith's system, that should help him feel a lot more comfortable with setting the protections, being able to change plays, call audibles. When Russell Wilson took over at quarterback, it was pretty apparent that Mike Tomlin had more faith in him at quarterback than what he did with Justin Fields, because when Justin Fields started for the Steelers at QB this year, he was handicapped. The Steelers put shackles on him because they were scared. They were scared to allow Justin Fields to be the player that he was in Chicago, so dynamic, being able to generate a lot of big plays in the passing game with how accurate and how beautiful his deep ball is. You know, there were games that Justin Fields had with the Chicago Bears where he just single-handedly took over. If the Steelers can unlock Justin Fields' full potential in 2025, not only will that end their very long playoff drought, but it also will help Mike Tomlin figure out what's been a revolving door for so many years at quarterback. Ever since Big Ben hung up the cleats, the Steelers could finally have a long-term answer at quarterback. And listen, if Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, and Sam Darnold can have late career success, there's a great chance that Justin Fields could follow in a similar path in 2025 if the Steelers run it back with him this year. I don't see any better options in free agency that the Steelers can afford. Like Sam Darnold, you could break the bank on him, but then you're not going to have as much money to spend to improve the defense, to improve the receiving core, the offensive line, running back. You know, the Steelers will be better suited if they just went all in on building around Justin Fields, because it's a cheaper option. You get so much upside with Justin Fields that you might not get if you get a guy like a Sam Darnold or Aaron Rodgers. But what makes Justin Fields worth gambling on, if you're the Steelers and you don't know if you should roll with him or Russell Wilson, is that, you know, there still is so much about Justin Fields that we just don't know. And if you're Mike Tomlin, you've already seen everything that you are going to see out of Russell Wilson. We know what he is at this point. He's a decent starting quarterback at this stage of his career. He may be able to win you 5 or 6 games, but unless you just have an all-around elite supporting cast around them, you got a great play caller, elite offensive line, elite receivers. Unless you have elite everything around Russell Wilson, you're going to be nothing close to being a playoff team or a Super Bowl contender with him at the helm. Justin Fields, though, is still a huge mystery because he's entering like his 5th, 6th season in the league, and we still don't know what this guy is. Is he a bust? Is he not a bust? Can he actually play? Can he develop? If there ever was a year for Justin Fields to put it all together, 2025 would be it. You know, Mike Tomlin, in his exit press conferences, he has said several times that athletic ability, the ability to improvise, extend plays, use your legs to get out of trouble is really important when it comes to how he's evaluating the quarterback position for Pittsburgh moving forward. And with that hint that he has been dropping, I think it's pretty apparent that Justin Fields is going to be the Steelers' answer at quarterback this year. And unless they can get Aaron Rodgers or Sam Darnold without overpaying for him, I say, why not bring it back with Justin Fields? If Mike Tomlin can make it to the playoffs with Kenny Pickett and a washed Russell Wilson, you mean to tell me that he couldn't make it to the playoffs and possibly win a playoff game with Justin Fields with all of the untapped potential he still has that we have yet to see? You know, like Mike Tomlin, if you're winning 9-10 games with these randos at quarterback, imagine what you could be if you start Justin Fields in 2025 and he ends up having one of those seasons like a Baker Mayfield or a Geno Smith when he just revives his career because he's in the perfect situation. What does a Justin Fields at his full potential look like on the Pittsburgh Steelers? How better would he make this team? Because to me, if Justin Fields looks anything like we've seen out of Baker, Geno Smith, and Sam Darnold these last couple of years, the Steelers are without a doubt a threat to not only win the AFC North again next year, but they could be a dark horse Super Bowl contender, because the only thing that is keeping the Steelers away from having that success that they desire so much come playoff time is that they don't have a franchise quarterback. When you watch them play against the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round and the previous year's playoffs, you know, it was pretty apparent what the big difference was in that game. It wasn't the coaching, it wasn't the defense, it wasn't really the talent. It's just that one team had an elite quarterback, the other didn't. Same thing with this past year's wild card round loss to the Baltimore Ravens. The difference was that one team had LaMarvelous and the other team had Russell Wilson. So if the Steelers can get Justin Fields to reach his full potential, listen, I think a lot of things could change for Mike Tomlin, and this is definitely a gamble worth taking because there's nobody else better that the Steelers could get. Like maybe Aaron Rodgers could be a nice bridge quarterback for a year, but I don't think he would be the long-term answer. Justin Fields still has a lot of youth on his sides. And listen, I think that if you're Mike Tomlin and your job is on the line when it comes to you remaining in Pittsburgh, your best chance to save it is going with Justin Fields. The upside with the arm strength, the mobility, it's just too promising to pass up on if you're him, in my opinion.